Wow. So this entire time, 3 minutes of intro, I had everything in Streamlabs muted. Woof. That sucks. Whole little intro of about to be streaming, didn't hear nothing. Man, that's terrible. Terrible. Talk about a professional streamer. Oh, I was wondering why nobody was saying anything while like the intro music was playing. I just had like a streaming soon sign up for 3 minutes. Man, that's pathetic. Man, pro streamer right here, guys. Pro. Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely stupid, yeah, so I wanted to do just kind of a chill stream, talk about game mechanics, try to answer questions, and you know, as Apex said, hey man, shout out WPN on server 32. I am currently on 189. I'm on too many servers. I turned 32 off, but doesn't mean I left the game. I am. Yeah, all good. Thank you, Jacob. Virtual says we were just watching your beard moving. Oh, well, I mean, that is very fascinating. Like, my beard is almost as iconic as Star Trek itself. Maybe not, but it is pretty amazing. And it's understandable why you could want to watch it. Hey, Scott, let's just give shout-outs. Neo Yami, Daniel, Johan. Let's take even, you know, John, Sammy. Let's take a page out of that DJ guest book. If you want to shout out your server, go ahead. I'll shout out your server while you're here. Go ahead and invite your server while you're here, by the way, and let them know what we're doing, which is talking about the game. Because I've been getting, like, one thing that I've been running into a lot here recently with a lot of players is I'm getting asked all the time, like, about old videos I did and whether I still like them. Like, I got somebody bringing up, you know, well, you said skip the vodkas. I'm like, bro, that was a year ago. And I did say skip the vodkas. I don't necessarily think I need to take those videos down, but I think there's a lot of stuff that's changed so much in the game that we need to keep going over. And like today, I recently released a video about faction rep grinding and kind of went in depth, a 15-minute video. I did it 2 in the morning. I feel like some editing could have occurred in that video, but you know what? You guys need to see me at my best and my worst. And right now, it's been sort of rough. We're doing good. We're doing good. So yeah, how is everybody doing? Go ahead, invite everybody. Like I said, from your servers, from your Discords, from parents' house. Get your sister in here, especially if she's cute. Yeah, invite everybody. Let's go ahead and hit this level 10 button. We even have the Discord open for anybody that's a financial supporter. We've got the Captain's Quarters secret meeting room open. Anybody who supports the show, which right now, as you can see at the top, the baby's coming, and I'm definitely pushing the whole support thing. Yeah, because I'm really freaking out about this baby coming. Because that's what we do. As parents, we freak out. So, yeah, I'm going to need y'all to talk a little bit, or it's just going to be talking to myself. And Dark Lord, welcome to the chat and the voice. It's good to see you. Click this button.
Well, hello.
How you doing?
Just taking a break from actually working.
Man, people were working right now. I thought the whole country got shut down. Neo, the due date is end of April-ish. You know, due dates, how those things work, especially with kids. Like, what kid has ever been born on the due date? But, yeah. Due here in just a jiffy pop. Like 3 weeks away, because it's the 6th. So, hey, Charles, yeah, Rev is live right now. Here to answer any questions about level 45 or level 5. Just going to have a good time. So, Scott says has to ask, why do the overlords do back-to-back mining? Well, if you notice with the Borg stuff, they do back-to-back everything. It's like they do swarms back-to-back, they do domination back-to-back. It's basically back-to-back everything when they do a Borg-type event. So, let's see, what should we build next? Probably the shipyard. We need to get the shipyard up so we can get our Findra built. Let's get the R&D going. Hey, Omicron. How you doing, buddy?
Good afternoon. Good. The super secret.
Yeah, it's the super secret meeting room for paying lovers only. Hey, Kate. Good morning. Miss Haven, how are you doing? Howdy, Defiant Few. Charles says, I am essential, so he's currently working right now. He has to be at work slinging these pizzas and wings. Do you happen to work at, like, Domino's? Because they do pizza and wings, right? I think all the major chains do that now.
They do. Some better than others, but yeah.
Scott, I think you just have to kind of like follow the trend of the event. Like, everybody should have known mining was coming. Now, the only real complaint I can say about the mining is that we've gotten more mining events this go around in the Borg arc than we did last time, and that's definitely annoyed some people. Leobardo, I did actually. So if you watch the server transfer video, this is the account from the server transfer video. This is that low-level account currently sitting in the Alliance X. It is an APAC server, server 189, and it's definitely a different experience there. Just the different people and everything. So let's turn the sound down just a little bit.
Yeah, the mining, I know a lot of people get upset about mining, and I do too, to a degree, but, you know, because especially if you're in a state of war, but
Yeah.
I look at it as it's pretty easy resources. I mean, you get some pretty good loot, you get a bunch of rares, you get a ton of par steel. It's like, okay, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you set your miners and then you go do other things, and it's kind of fire and forget. Now, if you're in war, then it gets expensive because you're losing miners left and right. But compared to some of these other ones that, you know, where you're actually having to grind out, you know, well, I'll never complain about Swarm. You know, I'm a 33 and I have to kill 189 level 32s because
I'm in that.
Because I can't kill a 35. So I was like, okay, that's 6 trips to Swarm space, and you know, I usually do 6 one day, and then I pick up the other 2 the next day for my dailies, and kind of
split it up.
Try and be efficient. And
yeah, I mean, there's definitely some really annoying aspects about some of these, but I think at some point you can find annoyances with every event, even the events that I consider amazing. There's always something that we can get annoyed about, and I definitely don't like that we have mining events so close together, because we just had another one last week. But like you said, it's not hard to complete, it's just boring and stupid. And for the Borg stuff,
it's just like, okay, mine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm for me, I was like, I've lost 2 crystal mines this morning because my alarm on my phone does not go off when I'm on the phone talking to someone from work. So it's like all of a sudden my tablet goes ding, and dead miner.
Yeah.
Darn it!
Yeah. See, Scott says mining 2 days, 2 days swarms, and 2 days mining. Now, I was like, the good thing about having these mining events is you had swarms smack in the middle of it, so you should be plenty of titanium. And now you get lots of steel. And also remember that that's not the only events going on. You've got the Live Long and Prosper event. And the Live Long and Prosper event is not going to look very impressive because you're seeing it from a level 10 on your screen. But it is a lot of steel and then uncommon ore. So you've got one thing they did not used to do, and it used to bug me, and I complained a lot about it, was they did not run a lot of events at the same time, especially events that had overlap. These events lately have had a lot of overlap. So like you're doing your normal hostile grinding, you're doing swarms. Well, you're also qualifying for this new, you know, Vulcan first contact stuff, and you're getting good loot out of it. So I think if I wasn't getting as good of rewards as I am, I would have more complaints. But right now it's really tough to complain, even though it's monotonous and tedious, because I'm getting so much loot from it. Let's get that going.
Hey, Rev, quick question. I noticed they've gone to these events, which I kind of like, which is it's spending, you know, uncommons and stuff, instead of the mystery number that you get for upgrading a research or a building. Do you think that's going to continue, or are they going to switch back and forth?
I'll be honest, I don't know on that front. I think a lot of it's feedback. One of my missions on all the servers I've been visiting lately is to continue to push the need for feedback. Like, a lot of people feel like customer support doesn't listen and stuff like that. And the more I work with this company, the more I learn how they work. You know, it's kind of more like how much more I can pinpoint where problems actually are. So an issue with a lot of players is through their frustration, they've stopped submitting tickets and even feedback and stop doing surveys. So a lot of things going on that they don't know about. So really need to emphasize when something like that comes along that you enjoy to push it through email, through customer support tickets, through the in-game surveys. Make sure they know. Like, make your voice heard as much as possible. Because believe it or not, they don't hear everything. And they should, but they don't. But they should. Sammy, thank you for the congrats on the baby. This is our second. And normally we were kind of prepared and everything. Today we got some really bad news that insurance basically said a big to us, and they're not covering anything. So if anybody would like to help pay for the baby, there's PayPal links, there's Venmo links, all that in the description. $5, anything helps. Yeah, anything. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be begging you guys for money because insurance sucks in America. Proud to be an American, or at least I know nothing's free. It costs lots of money. Yeah. Defiant Few, we have my wife has an Amazon registry for like diapers and some supplies and stuff she needs. But that was stuff like we were preparing for. That doesn't cover like the hospital bills that we all are now going to be forking out for. And let me just go ahead and continue on my soap opera. This is all over $60, by the way. $60. Like we were $60 short of hitting our out-of-pocket maximum. And they said, yep, sucks to be you. So I guess our fault for not properly calculating how much money we should spend in a year. But, yeah. A little salty, but I'll get through it. We'll live. Nobody's dying. Hey, Rob, thank you for the $5 donation, man, for the baby. Appreciate it. I'll add that to the list, and we'll see it right here above in the... See, that's my goal for April. That's about, I think... 1/4 of what we need. Appreciate it, Rob, though. That's great. You're amazing. Forgot I had the alert set up here on YouTube, so that's kind of surprised me. It caught me off guard. Thank you, Rob. Let's see what other questions we got, though. Deep Space says, support just got back to me asking if I wanted them to proceed with deleting my account. So I think they will get to you. Deep Space, let's not proceed with that. Let's keep playing the game. Stay here. I will miss you. Please don't leave me. Captain 405, don't leave me either. Stay here forever. Sammy wants to know when the Augur video is coming. The Augur video is coming soon. I think at this point I'm treating the Augur video like it's Armada's, and I'm just making y'all wait for no reason. Just why not? Yeah, it's I should put my screen recorder on and actually make y'all watch me edit it right here. Like edit it right here. And as far as your server transfer question, I don't know why it hasn't rolled out to all servers. That is annoying and stupid. But I don't know why. So I haven't really gotten to talk to the overlords really for like 2 weeks. I've talked to Gala a little bit, but haven't really heard that much from Panic. And obviously with everything going on in the wonderful world of the world with this crazy virus and stuff, things are a little crazy. So I'm not like getting too mad about it. Deep Space is a shame that you can't raid the insurance companies like a true Klingon. Accurate. Yes. Because I would. I totally would. But then I'd go to jail. And I don't want to go to jail. Epic board rewards going to be worth it. I don't know. I don't know what they are. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I know about the frame. I am 99%, 95% sure that that's not all. That there's going to be more that we can turn in, kind of like a store or an event store. But I don't know what's actually in that. I'm assuming Borg officer shards, maybe some other cool stuff, but I don't know. But it would be super anticlimactic. I mean, super anticlimactic. If what has been 3 great months, in my opinion, the Borg arcs, to end with nothing more than a Borg frame, which you guys and gals can see here in the background. This wonderful thing. I mean, oh man, look how that. Whew, talk about upgrading your look. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm being facetious right now. Being facetious. Samuel says, how can I donate? Okay, hey, since somebody asked, that gives me permission to throw out all this stuff. I will grab the links. They should be in the description of the video. If they're not, I will go grab them from another video because I've got plenty of videos. But in the description, I know a lot of people don't actually click descriptions, but in the description of every video I put out, like the one today, there is a link to like PayPal and Venmo, and y'all can all go and donate there if you so choose. If you don't use either of those mediums, I've got Cash App, I've got checking accounts you want to transfer directly to. Yeah, whatever you want to do. You want to send me a check? I'll take it all. I don't care. I'm a glutton for money. Anyway, back to the game. Scott, no, I really don't know what's coming reward-wise. I'll tell you guys when I know because I'm always dropping hints. I truly do not know what the rewards are at the end of this event besides the board frame. I really don't. I am not kidding you. So, yeah. Miss Abe says, personal guess, those are going to be the first to be merged in terms of the alliances that aren't currently open and they want to keep them static and prep. Maybe. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. Server merges are coming. I do have a rough idea of when that is. And that might make sense a little bit, but I don't know, because the server world, at least in terms of health across all servers, is so different everywhere. Like there are some servers that are completely dead and others that are just 100% A-OK and fine to go. By the way, how's everybody, do y'all like the DCS officer event? The DCS officer for the Borg actually seems pretty interesting. Like, I'm probably going to look for that. Scott says pulling your leg. No, you're not. You're being serious, Scott. It's okay, though. I respect the hustle. And the key token is the exact same. So if you saved your keys from the last go-around, you can use them to get DCS. Oh, wow. Thank you, Hostile Hunter, for the $10 donation. I appreciate that, buddy. I do need to add the $5 that we just got from Rob. But as y'all can see, you donate and it goes up in the little thing up there. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. Super chats, I think, don't, but I'll add them in manually. It'll be all good. Joshua says, hey, buddy, love your videos. Keep up the good work. Welcome. Glad that you're here. Ask questions. Get answers. Learn the game. Love me. I love you. Together, there's lots of love. All right, let's go ahead and repair these ships. Because we're actually going to go do our DCS grind real quick since I cannot find anything to mine. And I am in an alliance that are a bunch of pansies and won't let me just kill random people. Man, because my Devore has like no range. It's still tier 1, so I can't go anywhere with it. I basically just have to park in the system and try to grab a node at some point throughout the day. LV says he's very tired of mining events. Yeah, who isn't? Who likes these events? Please, inform me their names so that I can slap them. But like I said, the rewards aren't that bad, so I really can't complain too much. Let's put that out there. Put our Burrell back, because we got to have our Burrell. Why is Scotty? Oh. And then there's our turkey. Cadet Scotty on the Devore. Yeah, that doesn't help much when you're tier freaking 1. That's only going to give me like warp 22. It just doesn't help much. So, doesn't help much at all. My life is terrible. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. Maybe later. Not right now. Big girls don't cry. Anyway. Oh, let's see. BH says May, June is what he's hearing about the server merges. I'm not telling you what I'm hearing. Nope. Not telling you at all. Josh says, trying to dual faction, having trouble on who to do it. I'm Klingon and I'm like negative 300,000 on feds. Can you help with advice? Well, when you ask who to do it, are you asking like crews to do it with, or what exactly are you asking? I mean, are you trying to do Klingon Fed, or are you trying to do Klingon Romulan? Clarify a little bit for me, and let me know. Hugo is right. 10 of 10 is the right officer for the Devore, but if you didn't get 10 of 10, you're just screwed. The 10 of 10 kind of like doubles your mining speed on the Devore, which is great. I don't have 10 of 10, so I'm kind of out of luck. I am trying to get Jayla, but Borg Jayla. But I'm going to get Borg Jayla on my level 28 account. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get her here on this one. I qualified like 3rd place. Wrong Jayla. Did it again. I qualified like 3rd place on the main account, and then didn't even qualify for this last event. So on level 28 though, I've only need like 20 more shards. So D-Space says, do you think I'll be able to claim something after DCS, or is DCS the end for the key tokens of this arc? I don't think 5 of 10 is going to be available. An epic is going to be available in that, or 10 of 10. So it would just be, I think the rare one, which is the rare DCS, is the best option there. It also has the increasing the number of shots of each weapon by 20% seems very interesting as a captain's maneuver. And then the strength of the enemy increases the health of all officers on the ship by 60%. Can be very useful when pairing it with officers that are based off health stats. So I would spend on Decius. Which reminds me, do I have a key yet? I think I have a key. I don't. Maybe I can get really lucky with some of my pulls here. But I'm assuming we're going to get Decius this event for 2 or 3 days. I assume we're going to get it for 2 or 3 days. See, more questions. I like questions. Questions are nice. And also, if you do support the channel, like I know Hostile Hunter does, Rob just did. If you support, make sure you're in my Discord and you let me know. And that way I can give you access to the Captain's Quarters, which is just this area I have for people who help support the show and buy crackers for my son. And that way you can also get into the super secret meeting room that we have with Dark Lord Omicron's in here. Some of y'all. And everybody. Next up. This has only got 46 10 of 10 blueprints. Yeah, y'all saw mine. I don't have near that many. And did I buy the Devore? No, I did not, Samuel. I free-to-play grinded the Devore through a combination of 30-day turn-ins and armadas. So I got my Devore about 3 weeks ago through completely free-to-play grinding. Did not buy it. The only thing I have bought this year so far is Borg Premium Reward Packs. And I'm actually saving those packs. Like I'm saving all my tiers so that I can do a video of me opening up all of them. So still got these last 2 left. And then obviously on the last one I'll get that frame that I'm not even going to use because the Borg Jayla frame is far better. Deep Space says I've been running Borg DCS on my Vidar and love it. Well, wow, you got Borg DCS already. Congratulations. And yeah, it should be very good, especially shortening up some of those battles. Because the big thing about fighting the Borg is their critical chance is higher. So you want to go less rounds for less shots. And you also want to avoid that big round 10 shot that they do. Which can be very, very painful. Let's see. Michael says, do you think spending charged nano probes in the event store for faction credits is worth it? Or is it better to save them for upgrades on the Vidar? Both. I would say if you get in your Vidar to like tier 6, tier 7, it can really handle your normal grind of Borg probes. And then you can use those on faction credits. The return rate is not super great, but honestly, it is a way to get faction credits and stuff where you tremendously need them. Example, like at level 34, some of you might be a while from there, but it costs 180,000 faction credits to unlock one of the epic ships just from a blueprint purchasing perspective. So you want as many credits as you can get, not to mention what you need to upgrade officers and buy other ships. So yeah, continue to go that route as much as possible. As much as possible. I cannot stress that you need as many faction credits as you can get. You need Borg officers. I mean, you need the badges. Borg officers, you need those too. But you need the badges. But honestly, man, you really, really, really need faction credits. That is a huge hiccup in this game. I don't think it's talked about enough. There's not ways to do that. Let's see, keep going down the question list here. With all the new officers, what is the best crew for battleships in PvP? Well, I'm going to talk a little bit of this about in the Augur video. It does definitely depend on what ship you're using. But a popular one like for the Augur that I'm going to run is Captain, Kumak, Nero, and Vimit, using the burning and then using Kumak's ability. One issue with burning in general is that it's a base build, so anything that builds off the base stats we know is not near as good. So it's almost like it has a built-in nerf, but they have adjusted it recently to where burning is more effective now than it used to be. We're going to be going for my day. Dang it! Oh, so many people here. And I don't want to get a few probes. Yeah, we'll go with 723. Yeah. Something tells me that if one of those traders spawn, it's going to be hard to get it. There's a lot of people here. Everybody wants Borg Decius, apparently. Virtual Army for the 20 euro donation. Thank you, man. I have to convert that and see what that is in American. But I appreciate it. We'll add it to the list up top. Thank you so much, Virtual Army. The new pirate baby. Her name is going to be Michaela, by the way. I don't know if I've ever said what her name is going to be. Name is going to be Michaela. If you like the name, awesome. Glad you like it. If you don't like it, well, sucks, because that's the name of the baby, Michaela. So, hey, baby Michaela. Sandwich says, just watched the video about not buying it. Now, I will say, and I was talking earlier in the video about things that change as you continue to get more into the game. My biggest complaint about the Devore when it came out was that you could not free-to-play grind it. So I was boycotting it as a paid-only ship. Now that it's in Armadas and it's in your 30-day system, it's no longer locked behind a paywall. So I'm okay if people buy it now. When it first came out, I was super against it because it was locked behind a paywall. And I do not support paywall-restricted content of any kind. But now that it's no longer locked behind a paywall, I have no problem with the Devore. And I free-to-play grind in mine, and it definitely mines Latinum. Even though the Latinum you get is not that much, it's actually almost laughable how little you get. It is still useful to get a little extra Latinum and to upgrade your Devore. So let's go ahead and kill that one. What else we got? Rob says Pike, Moreau, Talon for level 29 Borgs. That is correct. That's exactly what I'm running right now. Pike, Moreau, and Talon. Focusing on those kinetics that it fires. Best crew from Mayflower, Morale. So Epic Kirk, Spock, Bones. That's your best run for your Mayflower. Okay, more questions. Let me just keep focusing on like 15 things at once. I like all the questions though. Chris says, hey Rev, I'm level 14, trying to upgrade everything before level 15. The primes take tons of dilithium. Should I mine the dilithium or upgrade level 15 and then raid bases for dilithium? Chris, that's so cute because they're about to not take dilithium. You're starting at the very beginning ones. I can actually show y'all the ones that he's talking about. Let me pull up that account real quick because I have that little level 10 account we're working on. So let's go and take a gander at those researches that Chris is referring to. Chris, I'm not trying to be depressing. Well, it's depressing. Prime damage, for example, is 31,000 dilithium. Now you see I've got 15,000. Now, cool thing about these early ones is you can use Latinum to make up for the rest of it. Or you can just do a straight Latinum purchase. Now, I would suggest if you just go through your missions, you're probably going to get the dilithium that you need. Or if you go through events. Most of the stuff that I have is through events. But I would say that at level 14, you really don't need to worry too much about grinding. Yeah, that's not that bad in terms of officer shards. But grinding for resources. Because once you hit 15, you can raid for what you need. I would say get your researches and stuff up, and then just go ahead and head to level 15 and raid if you haven't gotten it yet. Or if you just got some Latinum sticking around, just go ahead and buy it. Just go ahead and do that. Turn it on my, see, I'm going to get, what, 150. Man, I forget how low the daily returns are down here. It's pretty terrible. Yeah, and another thing that you can do is, and Hugo mentions this, there's several systems that you can go to and just farm the heck out of dilithium. I don't know if you remember, but there's actually a hostile officer that gives you more dilithium per kill. And you can go ahead and grind that out. Like 30,000 dilithium is nothing. It's really. So now the completionist in me, I have to go and finish upgrading some of these officers now. So we're going to go and upgrade Uhura because she is, I'm going to be using her on this account for a very long time. So now we just click. And Hugo is great as the Officer Vel, which is that dilithium hunter. That will give you more dilithium per kill. And yeah, Chris, no problem. That's exactly what I'm here for, though, to answer your questions. And that's why I want to do the live videos a little bit more here on YouTube. Because a lot of the videos that I've made have gotten outdated. I mean, there's even some officer videos I've made. Like, remember when I made the video that Claw was like the best green card in the game? Still very good. But he's no longer the best green officer in the game. That's Zal. Zhao is hands down the best green officer in the game, in my opinion. Claw's still very good, but Zhao is like king. CT Sapper, how am I playing this on PC? I'm using BlueStacks, which is an Android emulator. And that is how I am playing this bad game on the computer. Well, bad game as in like, it's bad, not as in it's trash. Obviously wouldn't be playing if it was trash.
Did you get my gift there, Rev?
Did I get your gift? What?
I sent you a donation.
Oh, let me see. I'm pull up my email account. Sometimes it doesn't pop up on the screen. Yes, I did. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it. I will add it to the
It's
total.
taken me this whole time to get my PayPal.
Oh, really? Well, I appreciate all support. It means the world that you would do that for me, Dark Lord. So, let me go ahead and add that so I don't forget about it. That way we can get it on the screen. Because it really helps to see that number go up. It makes me feel like, hey, things are actually going to work out. It's going to be okay. All right, let's get back to some of these questions we got coming in. I like all the questions. Let me mine 50 tritanium. I'm literally mining tritanium now. So we will, let me check my, we got 15 minutes and then we'll come and do another research. So let's switch it back to the main account and get back to grinding our swarms. Oop, too low. There we go, 828, that's what I want. Defiant said, speaking of the assimilated Devore, I realize they are rare, but I've only seen 2 so far. The spawn rate that we've been able to calculate is about 4 hours. So obviously it's a very low spawn rate, and you are looking at very limited opportunities. I've only killed 1, and when I turned it in, I did not get anything. So that's something that hopefully they maybe change, but it's also one of those things like everybody's looking for it right now, so it's even harder to get. Like everybody is really focused on getting this thing. Let's see, more questions at the top, so let me make sure I'm not skipping anything. Josh says, I'm just trying to see what's the best way to do dual faction, Klingon and want to do Feds. Basically, if you are really high in one faction trying to catch up, you need to stop grinding that main faction for a week or 2 and focus on grinding the second one and just killing lots of hostiles. So like if you want to do Klingon, actually go kill some Klingons. I know it's going to set you back a little bit, but if you just focus on Romulans, then you're going to keep upgrading your Klingon too far. But it's definitely worth it to even them out. It does make the grind a little bit harder, but unless you're close to locking out a rep, which as I talk about in my video today is 10 million points, then you need to even them out. That would be my recommendation. What else we got here? Best PvE crew for the Kamari. PvE crew is the same answer across the board. I'll put out 2 videos about PvE grinding. You can catch those. If you just go to my channel and hit search and hit hostile grinding, you'll find both of them. But there is one about a basic beginner level of PvE grinding crew, which is the cadets and Chen and Talon. And then there is an advanced hostile grinding crew, which involves Pike and Moreau. Both of those videos are on my channel. Please go watch them and tell me you enjoy them. Tell me that you like me. Tell me you love me. Do you really love me? As I grind through all this. Jordy says, other than, or I'm doing early dual faction, I'm close to getting all the Fed morale crew rares, but Epic Kirk is still far away. Is the Fed crew worth using it before having Kirk as captain? No. There is not a way to properly launch morale without Kirk. Unless you have Marcus. Marcus can do it, but he's not part of the crew that you're getting through your normal grind there, through your faction rep. But no. Arcadi does not launch it regularly enough for it to be really any worth it. Sammy wants to know, is other than events, is there a way to ground the hijack blueprints? Yes, armadas. Armadas give you a chance of getting hijacked. But other than that, no. And that's something they need to add to the game. Hopefully when they do their augment revamp, which is coming soon, trademark, that will be included. And I'm really hoping for more hijack ships because I have all 3 of them now. And they don't do me any good at 32, but I just love to have them. Love to have them, actually. All right, let me scroll here. CT, I think I answered. I'm playing on blue stacks right now. Alpha says better to finish all the upgrades and research on ships and station before leveling up, or just Leroy Jenkins it and level as fast as possible. He's level 21 right now. A mix of both. Generally, I recommend sticking at odd levels. So if you're going to level up 2 levels at a time. So like for you, you would go to 23. The reason being is you typically get a new ship every 2 levels, but you also get new research every 2 levels, and the brackets stay the same. So if you go to like level 23, you're in the same bracket as if you were at level 22 in terms of your normal daily grind. So just go ahead and head to 23. But I wouldn't rush too far up, especially if your ships aren't leveled, because you're going to find yourself in a hellhole called I can't complete my dailies, and now I'm getting my butt kicked all day. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. LV says, what's the secondary hostile crew you're talking about? Go watch the video. But it's the one I have on my Vidar right now. That. See it? Oh, I'm blocking out one of the people. My bad. I'm blocking out one of the people. It's Moreau. See her? Hey, look, cutie girl. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you, CT, for the super chat there. $10. Says I love the content. And I love you for loving the content. I really do.
Here comes the money.
There it is. I was wondering what was coming through.
Here comes the money.
Thank you. Appreciate it. If cadets are busy and no pike. Ooh, well, there's a couple different things that you can run, but at that point it becomes very specific on what you're actually fighting. For example, on your Vidar, if you start to get some of these Borg officers, you actually don't need to run Pike and Row. You can run some of these other sets and be just as effective, especially this DCS officer we're looking at. I'm hoping for great RNG pulls because I really, really want DCS. Really want DCS. Next up, Defiance says, it took about 3 months of straight grinding factions to lock all 3 for myself. Started at Klingon, then went Rom, then Fed. You can definitely do it that way. I am close to locking out my duel on my main here. And then I will grind back and I will make the Romulans love me. Because right now they hate my guts. And it's really annoying to fly into a system and forget that and then die. So... Next up, where's my ships? Oh yeah, by the way, the questions have slowed down. Bring in more questions, people. Talk. Invite your friends, your family, your baby mama, your baby daddy. Invite everybody here. As we raise money for the baby and we answer questions about the game. And we just played the most amazing, exciting app game ever created, Star Trek Fleet Command. I did not go monotone there for a reason. It was completely accidental. I'm not being sarcastic. We devote our lives to an app game. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. Ooh, that's a good one. 865. Go away. I like that I can swipe these notifications now. Even though they come super fast. That's what she said. Sorry, I've been watching The Office and now that's stuck in my head. Man, I'm getting fantastic pulls from our refinery today. Look at that! Oh, that was amazing. Misclick. BA said it'd be nice if you could flat out disable the notifications. You can. Oh yeah, that's just for your notifications to your phone, isn't it? Yeah, never mind. Ignore me. Ignore me. Just ignore me. Just completely treat me as an idiot. It's cool. I am. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Jeremy says, why do they drop how many DCS shards you get even though you need twice as much? Well, I mean, there's multiple ways to get DCS. So we've got... Go away. Go away! So we got this one, where he is located in the Borg one. And this is where I've gotten my 7 so far. I have been pulling a lot here because I've been earning enough. This is where really where we would need that event, the faction grinding event where we got all the officer shards or the officer tokens. That's what we really need right now. But also, if you have 2 or 3 days of this, you know, you have, and you combine that with the regular one, you've got a chance of unlocking it. And I'm still confident at the end of the Borg arc, we're going to be able to turn in for officer shards. Like, I'm really hoping that. And Hugo is right. Decius is the most important captain for the Borg, arguably. Jayla's secondary ability is secretly really good, but we'll talk about that at a later date for other reasons. Oh, Deep Space says, hey, sent $60 to your PayPal for the baby. Thank you so much, Deep Space. Let me go jump in on that so we can, I don't want to forget that. Thank you so much. It's extremely generous of you and wonderful of you. Let me see. We got a couple here to add. I wish these would jump directly from I wish I could link like my PayPal to this, but we're going to add these in real quick because I feel like I have to, because I appreciate all these wonderful donations. Thank y'all so much. Like, if it gets to the point where like I can pay for this baby through y'all's donations, that would just like, I might cry on stream. Y'all want to make Rev cry on stream? Pay for my baby to be born. Thank y'all. I'm still waiting on yours to come through. Mr. What's that? Blanket. Mr. D Space. Haven't seen it come through yet, but don't worry. I'm just waiting on it. John says, I've done extensive testing on morale crews for my Burrell, and Kirk Spock Decius seems to outperform everything else, including Zal Bones Carol. Do you have any morale recommendations? Well, one, I'd ask, what is your Zal at? Because that's a big thing. You know, for me, and where your Decius is at, but for me, on my Burrell, Zal has worked best. Decius key is longer battle. So how long is your battle going? What are you fighting? And what is your Zal at? So like if you've got a baby Zal, then yeah, I mean Decius, because he has a cumulative bonus, gets really strong really quickly. And if you have really long fights, having things like Decius and then Khan together can be very effective. But it's all about what you're fighting. So Zal, for me, performs better than Decius because my Zal is just better. My Zal is 1 level from max. He's rank 4. And once I get him maxed, he'll be like unstoppable. But Decius is a very good card, and if that's what's working best for you, then continue to grind with that. You know, as far as the Burrell goes, the Burrell's a great ship because of how it fires and the weapons that it has. And Decius matches really well with the Burrell. And the Burrell's amazing because you can go kill Enterprises and Augurs with it and make some whales really, really mad. Really mad. And I enjoy that. Next up here is from Alpha. Are the augment missions and faction in general worth the time? Yes, if for no other reason than one simple card. Con. Not to mention, it's the only way to get consistent independent credits. And yes, there's only 50 a day, which we'll go ahead and pull up. Wrong button. We'll pull up that faction now. While we all universally agree, that 50 augment or 50 independent credits a day is not enough. Get down here. This is not enough. It's still the only way to consistently get them. So yes, for this reason, you want to be in that augment faction because you need these independent credits to upgrade Borg. You need them to upgrade augments. And another reason you want it is Khan. You want Khan. Khan is amazing. Mine is to 2%. I'm working on getting him to 3%. Swarm start helping with your Khan shards at level 28. But you do want the augments. Even though it's not a complete faction right now. It's kind of boring almost. But there are still some bonuses to completing all those missions and grinding that out. Another bonus is if you're a low-level player, the augment missions are one of the opportunities for you to start getting rares really soon. So like if you're trying to upgrade your North Star and stuff, the augment missions give you some early rares that put you ahead of the game and ahead of the curve. So there's like several reasons of why, yes, you should actually work on your augments, even though it's an incomplete faction and it's super annoying. Hey, I'm a winner. Yay. Another thing in this payouts I didn't mention, I love that I'm getting uncommon crystal here. It's fantastic. Oh, dang it, somebody got there before me. I'll take a 700. What else we got now? Tom says, hello, how are you? I'm well. Thank you for asking. My question is, how much should I upgrade my Kira if I have a North Star Tier 7 and I'm at level 20? Tier 5-ish is where I would stop. You basically want the Kira enough to where it's useful in base defense and can kill some basic North Stars, but you really don't want to pour too much money into it. So, as much as I love the Kira, especially back in the day, it is not the best ship, sadly. And Hugo, who is with us, who is one of my number crunchers with me, he'll jump on board and bash the Kira. Especially the high level Kira is even worse. Like the Kira doesn't even really get better. So I'd stop it around tier 5. Focus on getting newer ships. The Voclus, which I used to say skip, which is an outdated video, is a much better ship. And I'm out of juice. Oh well. Let's keep on going down the list. Hugo says, during the bonus refinery, I had amazing regular refines. Since then, only commons. They do seem to do a lot of background adjustments on these things. I mean, I will go some amazing pulls and then not be getting crap for several days at a time. Samus says, back to hijack ships. Is it server specific on BP drops on armadas? I'm in a ton of armadas and haven't seen one. It's the type of armadas. So uncommon armadas do not drop hijack blueprints at all. It's rare armadas and epic armadas. Do even rares drop them? I don't remember. It might just be epic armadas. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because my list isn't pulled up at the moment. Why is my ship? What is going on with you?
Just epics. The rares drop the Burrells and faction miners and faction ships.
My Vidar was having a stroke on the screen. It is apparently recovered from it, but that was scary. All right. Hemi says, I got Borg Jayla and Borg Zalas and Borg Suburb, but even Synergy is still weaker than Cadet Crew for all hostiles. Do you think they just need to be leveled, or they're just not as good as advertised? A mix of both. They do need to be leveled, but the best Borg officer for this grind is Borg Decius, who you don't have yet. And you combine Decius with the others, and you're really going to go through better than the cadets. And I'm also assuming you have your cadets maxed, and you're likely have got probably tier 1, maybe tier 2 Borg crew, and that definitely has an impact. But Borg Decius, this blue one that we're working on right now, yeah, he's the game changer when it comes to that. Definitely a game changer. Neo says, Rev sent you 10 euros through PayPal. Hope you get enough money to pay the bill. Appreciate the support, man. I'm still waiting on some of these to load. My email has not told me any have come in. Maybe I should just log in to PayPal directly so I can watch these. Appreciate everybody's support, by the way. Y'all are incredible people. For real. Oh, some notifications just coming in now as soon as I logged in. All right, so let me go ahead and update the board. Gosh, y'all are amazing. If I cry on stream, I better not say any nasty words. Don't call me anything. Call me a little. Oh yeah, we can't say those words on this stream. There we go. Got that one. And keep bringing your questions, man. If y'all got questions, I'm here to answer them. So thank you to Buddha. Thank you to Jeremy. Those are the two that have come through so far here on my phone. Y'all are amazing. Thank y'all so much. I'll make sure that we get all of them put in, though. Don't worry. So we're continually grinding towards that goal. We're grinding towards the goal. Next here. Oh, Sam's from England. Well, cheerio, mate. That was my horrible British accent. Enjoy it. I was worth the money that you donated. That horrible accent? Yeah, you won't get that type of quality anywhere else. That's high-flying entertainment. It's like WWE stuff. Pterodactyl. What a wonderful name. When farming blueprints for like the Burrell to trader or warship hostiles get better drop results, doesn't matter. Yeah, I've not gotten anything better by focusing on one or the other. And there are people who have grinded more hostiles than me, but I have yet to find a pattern that was recognizable that made me stick to one or the other. So yeah, I would just continue to go your normal route and not worry about it. The only difference is, and I talk about it in the video today, make sure you remember that traders, when you're hitting them, are going to make you level faster in your rep. So you don't want to get too high. You don't want to out-rep yourself to where you can't complete the kill dailies. CT, when would you make the jump to level 15? I'm currently level 14. I've been waiting to make the jump. CT, not to be too, obsessed with my own videos. Have you watched my video about level 14 yet? And have you completed everything I talk about in the video? The only reason I mention that is because I can literally talk about level 14 for like 10, 15 minutes of all the things you can do and how you can prep yourself for the future. And if you've watched that video and you've really have met all the things that I talk about, then yeah, you can go ahead and upgrade. Just make sure that you are prepared for raiding, which becomes a very real thing. But I'll talk about where your ship should really be in that video. I'll talk about where your officers should be in that video, where your research should be. I cover as much as you really can, in my opinion, because I'm the best content creator in the world for this game. And I talk about that. And if you've watched that video and feel confident, yeah, go ahead and do it. I love raiding, so I'm obviously going to recommend that. I'm definitely going to recommend that. Next up here, Virtual says, have you heard anything that I'm allowed to say about epic ship blueprint drops? They only seem to drop from level 55 ships in Seoul. Okay, so epic ships... Let's just say that epic 3-star ships are designed to come through either the store or the faction system or armadas. They're basically made to be very, very hard to get. And when it comes to farming blueprints in Seoul, those blueprints are more focused on getting Kelvins and Newtons and Hydras. That's what the level 55 trader farming is for. Not for getting enterprises. No one actually did a stream last night where he spent like 10 million titanium to get 6 boxes and he got 1 Hydra blueprint, and that was a really lucky pull. Yeah, it's a very lucky pull on his part. Hey, Misty. Oh, okay. That's the next question we got. Sir Bruce says, afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you. He's level 29. Should I max out my D3? So I'm going to rebuttal your question with a question. How soon, in a realistic time frame, do you believe you will get to 4-star ships? And what I'm asking is, are you a player that's willing to spend money to get there relatively soon, or is that like the farthest thing away from your mind? Second question I'd ask is, what other ships do you have? So, from a general perspective, like if you are a free-to-play player, no, do not max out your D3. It is not worth it. But if you are somebody who spends a little bit of money, or you do foresee yourself getting to level 34-ish or 36-ish in a reasonable amount of time, I actually do have a good reason to take the D3 up as high as you can take it. And I would reveal that to you if you're one of those people. If not, I'll just save that for a video and make you guys watch videos, because that's my evil plan. Make you guys keep coming back. Next up, any tips on ship power level for moving up to level 30? Well, original, that's actually kind of vague for me to answer because you're not telling me what ships you have, what you're trying to upgrade, and what your goal is. So if you can just provide a little bit more detail, I will definitely go into more detail. That was terrible. Stupid. Dang it. Oh, Rob says, clearly your evil plan is working. We're all still watching. It also helps that this game is unnecessarily complicated. Like Star Trek Fleet Command is stupid complicated for no reason. So that helps. That helps. Next up, Michael, Rev, advice. I'm 58,000 to go till hostile on Fed and 918,000 till hostile ROM. Trying to dual faction grind, Fed, and Klingon. I'm currently 721, 162 in Consort. Advice on Feds. Slow down for about a week on Klingons in terms of not doing your dailies and focus completely on upgrading your Feds and get them as close as possible. That way, because the key to dual faction grinding is starting off at the same level and keeping them there, because the dailies will help you keep them even. But if you start off single faction and you're trying to catch up, the problem that you run into is your dailies for that single faction start killing all the progress that you're doing for the rep that you're trying to rebuild. So you either have to grind more hostiles than you're killing if you want to keep doing your dailies, which is understandable, or you need to stop doing that section of dailies. Neither is an option either people want to hear, but that's just the naked truth of it is if you went through the process of becoming a single faction, you set yourself in a deep hole and you have to grind out of it. But the good news is It is doable. If you are closer to that 10 mil faction lock at single faction, I would just say go ahead and lock it out and then work on rebuilding. But since you are nowhere close to it, I would say just go ahead, knock down that Klingon a little bit by killing Klingons, get the Fed up to positive, and then start doing Fed dailies to catch up to Klingon. And once you get them even, then go back to doing your grind. So now, if you have any particular ships that you're trying to go for or something, let me know, because that would set you back in that plan. But that's what I would do. And it's going to be annoying, and people are going to cry about it, and they're going to tell me that that sucks. And it does. You know what? We make mistakes in games sometimes, and that means that we have to grind our way out of mistakes. That is how every MMO I've ever played works. So, next up. See, Danny, yeah, young board DCs is awesome if you have 789 on the ship, or 789. They destroy and comparable to Danny, man. That sentence structure is like all over the place, my friend. Like I get what you're trying to say. It's all over the place, but yes, you're all right. When you get Decius as the board captain, he starts really changing the game and really makes things a lot easier. So, all right. Jeremy says, I've noticed that the higher level hostiles in the systems drop at a higher rate than lower level hostiles. Correct. That is how that works, based on your level. In a 34 system, the 35s drop most and 33s drop the fewest. That is right. The higher level that you go, the better the drop rates get. That is how it works. You have nailed the system, Jeremy. Congratulations. You figured it out. Sammy says, are the Franklin blueprints strictly a paywall right now? Yes, the blueprints are only available through events and through a current paywall, which is stupid.
How about
what, Misty?
Oh, my son wants cereal, and I'm trying to convince him not to have cereal for lunch.
Yeah. Let the kid have cereal for lunch. Sugar's good for your teeth. Yeah, it's really good for you. Next up here, next question.
Cereal for lunch is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I eat cereal for like dinner because I'm a grown-up, and like cereal is forever amazing no matter what age you are. Cereal continues to be incredible. Scott says, I have a Mayflower. That's my best ship. Scott, were you the question before? Nope. It says you're holding off on level 30. The Mayflower is your best ship, and you're at 29. We need to get you the Saladin. Why do you not have the Saladin? Why do you not have the Sally? Sally will stay good until like level 32, 33. Why do you not have a Saladin? Get a Saladin. Best way to get a Bortus blueprint. Yes, you can grind Klingons to get Bortus blueprints to drop. The drops are not that common. The easiest way is obviously through the faction store, but you can grind hostiles. You're looking at around starting at level 32-ish, but the higher level you go, the better the drop rate is to get those Bortus blueprints. Keep in mind, you'll be killing thousands of hostiles to get enough for a Bortus. Like, you're not going to go kill 400 and get like 10 blueprints. You're going to be killing thousands and thousands of hostiles to earn that ship. It's definitely grindable though. And the cool thing is, you don't have to have a positive faction rep to build the ship. So like, if you get all the Bortus blueprints and Klingons hate you, you can still build the Bortus. Next one up. Edward says, I'm level 31, planning on stopping at 35. Should I max the Saladin or go after the Intrepid? Both, because they take different resources. The Intrepid is ore heavy, Saladin is crystal heavy. If you're stopping at 35, I'm assuming you're going to build the Enterprise, and that's gas heavy. So the Intrepid is a good PvE grinder. I don't know if I'd recommend taking it too high, but the Saladin, like I said, because of how its gun is set up, that big gun, it stays effective even in the low 30s. With good officer setups, it can still kill big bad ships. So I'd still say focus on the Saladin. But I'm a PvP player. If you're a PvE grinder, like you kill mostly hostiles, you don't mess with people much, the Intrepid's better. But I mess with people a lot. Like, y'all see my power destroyed on here, 162 million almost. I mess with people. So I need the best Saladin that I can get that money can buy. Or in my case, that money can't buy, because all money is going to La Baby. All right, I just got this one from, anyway, I'll have to see what that currency is. PayPal's making me have to accept that one. Got that one input, got that one input. All right, I think we got everybody updated who has sent a help for the baby so far, thank y'all once again. It's really amazing that y'all would help out. If y'all have more questions, keep sending in questions. Keep bringing in your alliance mates to ask questions about the game, mechanic questions. That is what I'm here for. I'm actually going to share this out real quick. We've been streaming for right at an hour. I'm going to share this out so that other people who might have any questions about the game can come and join in and ask questions and, yeah, have fun with this. People are sending me stuff in. If you message me in Discord, it's going to take me a while to answer those, by the way. Love y'all. But it's going to take a while.
Hey, Rev.
Hey, Misty.
Didn't you have a question about how high you should be able to hit ship-wise if you're at level 29?
I don't think anybody asked that, but you asking what I say they should be?
No, I thought somebody did because I was going to give them an answer.
No, I don't see that. But at level 29, you should be able to kill like 35 hostiles.
Well, no, what I'm saying is you should be able to go ahead and kill level 36 without any issues.
Yeah.
You want to be able to hit, from what I've realized, you want to be able to hit at least 4 times higher than what your level is. Sandwich. So right now I can hit hostile 36 with no problem. But I also have a Sally. So
Alright. Who we got in here now?
Yeah, me.
It's Vita.
Scree!
Scree! Greatest video of all time. That video will be remembered long after Star Trek Fleet Command dies. Just kidding. Let's see, Rob says, I wanted the Fed ships and nearly got to 30 million Fed rep before I started working on other factions. Wow. All right. Rob is officially a whale. Hey, Rob. Love whales. Y'all are cool. And yeah, that's a lot of rep grinding. That's a lot of rep grinding. Good news is you built quite a cushion to where you don't really care. You do have that lock. I saw somebody asking what I mean by locking out faction rep. Talk about in the video today, Royal. 10 million is where you lock the rep and it stays there. It'll stay positive. It'll never dip below that. So, next up for the questions. How high should I take the Intrepid? I just got it to tier 4. My Sally is still stronger. Well, I did do an Intrepid video. Like I said, it's all about really play style. If you're a heavy PvE grinder, especially if you're not getting the auger, I mean, that Intrepid will be useful for killing your dailies for a long time. So I would take it to tier 6, tier 7, but you just got to realize it gets very, very pricey. Very pricey. And it still is not great in PvP. It's okay in PvP, but it's not great because that early firing pattern is like designed for it to take a crap ton of damage for no reason. No reason at all. Just a glutton for punishment, that one. John, no, there is not currently a lock after 10 million. So we assume it could possibly lock at 1 billion, but nobody's got there yet. There are 2 whales that I talk to and work with that are working on that. I think the closest one is 200 million away. So they're at 800 million rep. So we'll find out if it locks when they get there. Scopely has yet to give us a direct answer on that one.
wait, what faction are they? What faction is it for? Do you know?
Both of them are Federation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're both going for the Enterprise A. Even though I was talking to one of them, yes, Hugo, the Intrepid celebrates today, which is Masochist Monday. Yeah, it's definitely a Masochist. But, dang it, my Vidar died right when I found it.
All right, I know most of us joined because we want an Enterprise, but Enterprise or Auger.
Enterprise.
I wouldn't love for the Enterprise.
Enterprise. Misty, quit eating chips.
Yes, I'm eating chips.
Put on push to talk then.
Because I'm done.
Rustling bags over there. The Auger can definitely eat Enterprises and jelly, but I will always say Enterprise because it's the reason I joined the game. And I have both of them, and if I had to get rid of one, and both of mine are around 3 million power, I would get rid of the Auger right now. The Enterprise is special.
Taking that love of it being the Enterprise out, is the Auger a better ship?
I'd still say no. It's still not better. It is better at fighting explorers. Like, it's good if you have a bunch of Enterprises that won't stop picking on you and your alliance. But the Enterprise is the better overall ship.
Because I haven't built a battleship since the Kamari.
Oh, wow. That is a while. That's a long time ago, man. Let's see.
So if it's not the Intrepid, the Augur is really going to be the next one that I would build.
It's a good ship, don't get me wrong, but the Enterprise is still the best epic ship for 3-star. And the main reason is it has... Here's what makes the Enterprise so good. The Enterprise essentially has 4 officer slots. That's what makes it so overpowered. Because its technique, its special ability is essentially Spock. It has Spock built in. So, as long as you have morale, you essentially have an extra officer spot to do something with. Which is why, like you see on the screen here, I'm running Kirk, Zal, Khan. And then you basically can put right next to Khan, put Spock there, because that's essentially what I have, because of the Enterprise ability. That's what makes it so ridiculously overpowered. Now, the Augur has some really good traits. The Augur's Obliterator weapon in long battles, especially things like Armadas, is ridiculously strong because that boost is cumulative. So the Augur in like a 100-round battle is doing millions and millions of damage per shot. But in pure value, the Enterprise is better.
I just totally found a whole new food group.
Yeah?
Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich with Cool Ranch Doritos. And the Cool Ranch Dorito has to go on top of the sandwich.
All right, let's get back to our questions. Hugo is right. The Obliterator Torpedo is basically a Saladin big gun on steroids. It is. The Obliterator is that. The only drawback, though, is it's like a diesel engine. It takes a little bit to get going. But once it gets going, it really lives up to its name. So mine, at Tier 7, is a 118 cumulative increase in weapons damage. And you definitely can track it. I mean, it works. Now, remember, that's reliant on using burning. So just like the Enterprise is reliant on having morale, that is reliant on burning. Which I just put the Augur in this. This is not a crew I normally run. I promise you, I'm not running my Augur with Marcus, Spock, and Cadet Scotty. That's just what I threw on so we could have the Augur in the background. But, yeah. Next. Let's see. Deep Space. Yes, donations do get you into the Captain's channel. Basically what you have to do is make sure that you post something in the channel. Okay, I see. Never mind. I got you. I got you, Deep Space. Bam. Now you can see it. Now you can see all the channels. Thank you for supporting the show, man. Thank you for supporting the baby, for me, supporting me. And hopefully you'll do it again someday. Not today, because you already did it, but maybe one day. King Vegeta, what's the fastest way to go from negative 2 million rep to friendly with Klingon? Grind the mess out of hostiles. So basically you want to focus on traders. I'll talk about that in the video today. There's no traders in this system. But let's just pick feds. Let's say you're going to.
Has he done his Klingon missions yet?
Missions help, but missions aren't going to do enough. I don't think there's enough to do 2 million worth of grind back. But
when I did Romulan, I went from negative 2 mil to positive 100,000.
Oh, really? I guess I didn't save up. I have all my Romulan missions sitting on the back burner. But this is a level 55 trader. You can see it's 5,000 per. If you can't kill those, which I don't know what level you are, Vegeta, but you want to focus on traders and just hit a ton of them. And essentially, if you're getting 2,000 a pop, you're going to have to kill, 1,000 traders to hit your million mark. But it's worth it. And that's the fastest way. That is the fast way. A combination of missions and pure on grinding. Thomas says, hey, I'm Ops 29. Best ship is a Tier 7 Bordas, and I'm a Tier 4 Saladin. I'm collecting blueprints for the Burrell, and I have 30 now, but I haven't gotten any Intrepid blueprints. Okay. The Burrell is the best ship of that range anyway. So between Burrell, Gladius, Intrepid, Burrell is #1. The Burrell is fantastic at literally everything. PvE grinding is fantastic at PvP. My Burrell the reason I still use it even above like my Intrepid is this thing will go out and kill Enterprises. It'll kill augers, like baby ones. It is a ridiculously good ship. And a big reason why is because of its guns and firing pattern. 2 energy weapons, and then it's got that kinetic there down at the bottom. There we go. So you see the charge, recharge of the phaser. Same here on the second, and then here's your photon torpedo. Recharge time, but it fires 2 shots. So really nice weaponry, really strong ship. So round 2 and then round 5, you're going to get 2 kinetic shots while also getting those energy shots every round. It's just a great ship. It's fantastic. Thomas says, multi-part question. How much should I focus on my Bortus and Sally to what tier? So your tier 7 Bortus, Thomas, I would stop focusing on it. I would start focusing on Sally. Tier 7 for a Bortus is fine. That's good enough to do all your hostile grinding, and it's good enough to crack a basic base. Start focusing on the Saladin, because the Saladin will last longer in terms of tearing it up and getting stronger. That Saladin will still be useful at like level 32 and 33, where your Bortus won't be. It likely won't be. Bigger ships are going to take it out. Where the Saladin, because of how its big gun is designed, you can still do some massive damage even against epic ships with a Sally. Next part of your question, what tier to take your Sally to? I mean, if you're really a glutton for grinding, max her out. Let me pull up my Sally. So I actually have a max Saladin. See, it says about 1.5 mil power. But the big thing is this gun right here. This big mamma jamma. Look at that. So that's your minimum max damage. And then put on that critical on top of that. That's what you're trying to focus on fighting with. That is a monster. Monster gun. Especially with the armor piercing. Yeah, you can do a lot with the Saladin for a long time that you can't do with other ships. So I don't use mine now because I have so many other things. Like I got the Burrell, I've got the Auger, I've got the Gladius now, and my Gladius is a little bit stronger. So still, that daggum Sally will last you a long time. And you can even argue that in some situations, my Saladin is still better than my Gladius, which is 500,000 battle strength stronger. All right, original Mo. I have a Bortus at 925 with morale and a D3 at 700. My alliances is advised waiting to 1 million power before heading to level 30. All right, original. Here's what I'm going to tell you that I tell most everybody. Ship power means very little in this game. It's all about officers. So my question to you is, you said you got morale. How strong is your morale crew? Is your morale crew at least tier 3 across the board? Because that's what you really need. That Bortus ain't going to really matter at 1 mil power at level 30 or not. It really comes down to crew. What is your hostile grinding crew at? And what is your morale crew at? In the 30s, ships are great. Officers is where, like, in the 20s, you definitely notice officers are important. But ships are still like, yeah, this ship's better. You get into the 30s, it's all officers. Oh my gosh. The emphasis on officers cannot be stressed enough. Like, I put out a picture yesterday in my Discord of me beating a level 44 player who has a tier 8 Enterprise, just like I do, whose Enterprise is almost 1 million strength stronger. I beat it because of officer loadouts. So he's almost 1 million stronger and had 9 tiers of research. And I won because of officers. Officers. So if you don't have that morale up, focus on getting that morale up as much as possible. Hugo, there are some people with a maxed auger. I don't have any screenshots pulled up. Epic Titus, I think, has a maxed one. But you'd have to follow up with him on that one. I can ask him after the show today. See what he has. T-Space says, for a moderate spender, do you think it's advisable to go from 28 to 34? Oh, gosh, and skip the 32s. Define moderate spender. Because honestly, no. That 6-level jump will cost you several billion tritanium. That's, man, you would need so much in resources. And I'd also say, though, it depends on when you plan on spending money. Because remember, every 2 levels, the packs go up. So, like, this is what packs look like at level 34 and 35. Let me just pull up your go-to packs. Like your Ultra Ship Pack. So this is at level 34 and 35 what you get for an Ultra Ship Pack. Now every 2 levels this changes. So you're getting, 100 60-ish million titanium. You're getting not that much that lithium, honestly. Some repairs. You get a little bit of par steel, and there's your commons and uncommons and ship parts. So really, man, that's going from 28 to 34 is expensive. That's all I can really say. It's super expensive. Yeah, super expensive. King says I did all my missions. Well, if you already did your Klingon missions, man, then you're just going to have to get you some traders and become best friends with being a pirate on traders. Just kill traders like there's no tomorrow. All right, let's switch back to that level 10 real quick so we can go through and upgrade this research. Woohoo! Let's do another research. Sammy, since the new G4 ships have come out, do you see some restrictions on what level power level players can hit? The Jelly, Kelvin, etc. can wipe out everything. Nope. And think about it in real life. Just because somebody has a battleship, is that limited to fighting a PT boat? Or can it not fight a PT boat? Of course it can. You just got to get really good with your shields and really watch out who's coming after you. We've been asking for well over a year for those type of changes, and it ain't happening. So... What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Neo says, yeah, negative 2 million to positive 2 million doesn't take long with a near 1 million ship. It really doesn't. It's an annoying grind, but it's a very, very doable grind. I think that's what a lot of people annoys is you see 2 million as so many points, but once you get to around like level 30-ish and you've got a 1 mil ship, it's really not that hard. It just takes time. Next up, Football Rewind. Okay, I'm on my second account, level 10. How do I get the spendable ship XP for the events? Ship XP is still a hard thing to get. Dailies is about the only thing that you get ship XP. So, yeah, you're just kind of stuck on that one. There's not an easy way to get ship XP. Sorry, just checking messages and stuff. Next up, BH, a 1.8 Burrell hurts me more than a 1.8 Intrepid, and I only have a baby 2.2 million Enterprise. Yep, that Burrell is nasty. In fact, if that 1.8 million Burrell is loaded out correctly, it should be killing your 2.2 million Enterprise. Because that's what I was doing. Let's see, next up, Neoyama says, that's exactly what I'm going for. I have a Bortus and Sally, and I'm saving for the Burrell. The Burrell is a monster of a ship. And like Hugo's talking about, it's that double kinetic that it fires that adds in just so much extra DPR that really takes the Burrell to the next level. The energy weapons are a great continual damage, but getting that extra double shot of kinetic, yeah, it's nasty. Fire's pretty nasty. I just let you know real quick, I'm about to have to take a bio break. I will be back though. We're going to keep raising. My goal is we're at 93 people watching right now. I would like to get well over 100 today. So if y'all would, go ahead and invite your servers real quick. Let them know that we're doing like a teaching session. We're going over questions and answering game mechanics. Fantastic, Rep Deuce. But I'll be right back because if I don't, I'm going to have to pee in a bottle while sitting on YouTube. And I don't think y'all want that. So, BRB. All right, I'm back. I'll worry about that. We dropped a few viewers because nobody likes to watch a chair, right? Chair streams are best streams. Headphones back on. See how many questions we missed. Misty still there? Oh man, everybody left.
She's eating her potatoes.
I was wondering if
Potato chips.
we got a gift from our friend Max from my server. Max was very kind. She baked some cookies and sent them to me. It was very sweet of her. I like cookies because I'm a fat boy. All right. Restating the question. All right, let's do it with Jose first. Any information about the problems of big repairs in 42 ships? Jose, are you talking about the cost and do they plan on changing it? Not anytime soon. And main reason is people keep spending money on it. So, like everybody complains about it for obvious reasons. But in that same regard, they're definitely using it. So, yeah, well, what you gonna do? I'm a long way away from 4-star, but I do talk to a lot of the whales, and while they have their complaints, they're also using them. So it's almost like they've just gotten used to it. It's just kind of how it is. Just kind of how it is. Original says, thanks, Rev. Most of the morale's level 2 and 3. Basic hostiles max. Your more advanced hostile don't have them all. So if that's the case, I would sit a little bit at 29, enjoy that, and continue grinding on your blueprints. Because you definitely want the advanced hostile crew. It'll make your life in the 30s so much easier. But that's what I would do. But you can do whatever you want to do. Main thing you need to do is get more people in this daggum channel. So we can share off all this amazing knowledge that we're getting. Right? Yeah? Right? Amazing knowledge. No? No amazing knowledge? Okay, cool. Whatever. Shut up. I'm talking to myself now. Next up,
it's pretty good knowledge. I don't know about amazing.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but can you even get amazing knowledge in this game? Like it is an app game. How amazing do we need to be?
If I get knowledge on how to get an enterprise for free, that would be amazing.
Knowledge on how to get an enterprise for free. Well, you find one of like the Scopely CEOs or something, find out if they needed a boyfriend, and you beg and plead after you become the boyfriend. That's how. You're welcome. Other than that, yeah, you're just. Or you could, become a content creator, spend like 6 months making no money and doing all kinds of hard work, and then finally get picked up and say, hey, I need to make a video about this, and maybe they'll let you.
That seems like a lot of work. It would have been easier to just pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the few people out there who like hate the content creators, like, you're getting all this stuff for free. I'm like, do you not realize how much work goes into all this crap? Like, anyway.
And the amount of money I'd have to put into getting the setup going, it'd probably be cheaper just to buy the enterprise.
Yeah. I mean, you can still come to like me and DJ's show, and we'll do some giveaways, and we'll give away a few blueprints here and there. So, it's doable. All right, back to our questions. James says, how to crew the D4 and Burrell versus D4. Well, Burrell's better. D4 is complete crap. Not only is the D4 like the ugliest ship in the game, it's a piece of crap. It's the worst of the epics, which is sad because you guys and gals know how much I not only love, but like, and almost borderline obsessed with Klingons. I mean, I've got a real life Batleth, Klingon Blood Wine, Klingon to English Dictionary. I love the Klingon culture, hat. But yeah, the D4 is a piece of crap. Like with any epic ship, you get it leveled up and, you're obviously going to have some success with it. We'll go ahead and pull it up. Now, one immediate drawback to the D4 is it only has 2 weapons, which is stupid. It's only got 2 guns. Now, both are kinetic guns and both fire twice per round. But then you also look at its special ability that 1% cumulative based on hull breach every round. It's not that much. Compare that to the Auger, which is doing 118% when it has burning. It's 1% is a piece of crap. And I realize that they're kinetic weapons, so they're naturally a little bit stronger. But the D4 in general just is far weaker. Now, how to crew it? Oh, that's easy. Hull breach. Gorkon. Gorkon and Kurla specifically because you want to get hull breach going and you want to maximize kinetic damage, which is kinetic criticals, which is what Kurla is going to do. But in general, the D4 is weak compared to the Enterprise and the Augur. So I would even say that you can make an argument that it's weaker than the Intrepid is compared to the Gladius and the Burrell. D4 is just a big disappointment, and it's ugly. It is so ugly. Like, what is this? How can you even call this a strong ship? Maybe I'm just biased. I am halfway to grinding it thanks to armadas and stuff. But and I will have it eventually. But, I mean, you just look at how it lays out. There are some pros to it. So let me go over some of the pros. Some of the pros, like you see here, the critical chance is higher than regular ships, which is 12%. So you do have that. But just how the D3 operates, its critical damage is less. This critical damage is less than the average ship, based on my research, which is 184. So you have a better chance of hitting criticals, but you're going to do less damage with criticals. It's just, I don't know. It's not a terrible ship. You level it up, it'll definitely do some real damage. But I don't like it. And a lot of my gripe is because of how much I love Klingons for it to be that weak is ridiculous. Hugo says, hold on, gotta go back up. Hugo says a friend of mine was able to build a free Devore. Hey, that's me, by the way. I did that. He somehow had enough parts to get it right to tier 4. I don't understand how that works, because that wasn't me. But he really struggles to level it up because the D4 weapons are crap. It is. Yeah, it's... Yeah, the D4 is a piece of junk. It is. A piece of junk. But it's my piece of junk now. Like, I own it with pride. It's an ugly little turkey. But it's my ugly little turkey. Look at that ugly turkey. As of today, I'll be able to get it to tier 2. Ish. Nope, not today. I forgot. I've got 2 parts to get, so... Never mind. But I've upgraded all the weapons. Just got to upgrade the shields. And I'll do that today. And then probably 3 days worth of turning in Latinum, I'll be able to take it to tier 2. For a waste of a ship. Hey, Adam. Yeah, Darth Adam, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. It's been a long time, man. You need to jump in the Discord. John says, what's the best crew for the Burrell for PvE? Well, same crews I'm always recommending. Go watch the 2 videos, Hostile and Advanced Hostiles. It doesn't change for any ship. Doesn't matter what ship you're in. That is the best crew to run. Ivan, 5 of 10. Just got it, but don't see any improvement when, for example, shooting swarms. So you're talking about Borg Jayla. So we'll go ahead and pull up Borg Jayla. Hit it by group. So with her as captain, the weaponry is relevant, increases the shield deflection, armor, and dodge, which is basically a mitigation change. Is not that great. I'm not saying it's bad, but the advanced hostile crew is going to be better. Now, she, when paired with Decius, which is 7 of 10, then you actually get some nice strength. Him as captain is great, and then getting a synergy bonus on top of this is even better. But honestly, Decius is the best fighting Borg nanoprobes in terms of pure power. Now, 5 of 10's secondary ability is very interesting, and we'll talk about this in a video one day. But increasing the resources dropped by hostiles, that is a good perk. We'll talk about that in another video for why I like it so much. But Decius is the one that you really want to work on, which is the one currently out now in terms of the event. So focus on getting him, and we actually got a key today. Let's go turn in our key and see how many we get. Survey says...
I got 6 today.
I got 5 because everything in this game hates me and I get the worst RNG possible at all times.
Yeah, and it was a leftover from the last events.
Yeah. I should have saved them. I knew I should have, but I
had 2 left in the last run, and I had something like, okay, let's spend 1 just to make the risk not too high.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out.
Naven, I would continue your dual grinding and get both of them locked out. I mean, you're at 7 mil and 6 mil, and that's really not that far. Just go ahead and lock them at 10 million. That's what I would do. Kyle says, how far should you tier up your Horizon level 26? Is there any point when you think where you should think about maxing it? No on the maxing, and I would take it to 5-ish or 6-ish. There was a point where maxing your Horizon was very important, and it's not now. Save that crystal for your Saladin, and the future, and get your faction miners. There was actually a time where I would recommend focusing more on horizons than I would faction miners, and that's completely flipped now. So, yeah, so changed it up a lot. I'm actually going to throw in a couple more links. Like I said, we're trying to raise money for the baby coming because insurance in America is an incredible FU. So if you guys would like to help with this incoming baby cost, which is going to be like $3,000 or $4,000, y'all are more than welcome to do that. Also, I want y'all to join the Discord if you haven't already. There's like 90 people watching, which is sad. There needs to be like 100 plus. So get your people here. But the Discord, we'll put that in the chat. Y'all come join the Discord where I'm doing this type of stuff, talking game mechanics and everything like every day and goofing off because it's amazing to goof off.
stfc.link/revdeuce.
Yeah, that works too. Edward, players also forget that Chinese and Japanese spend a crapload on the game so the prices will not drop. Well, yeah, I'm on an APAC server and there's definitely spending there. But a lot of things is that the game is still newer in Japan and Korea. I mean, like, they're launching newer servers, and they just did the Hikakin event, and I mean, it's still a newer game over there, where we've had it for longer.
By the way, in regards to 7 of 10, you can only unlock 3 of those key tokens with a maximum of 6. So either they extend the event a few more days, or we are not able to unlock 7 of 10 using.
Today is not the only day you're going to get DCs.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to at least go for 2 days, maybe 3 days, at least.
Yeah, this round should be 2 more days, so 3 days total. Which would result in a max of 18 charts unless you got some from the recruit chest already.
Yeah, which I did get some from the recruit chest. I got, I think, 7 pieces from the recruit chest.
So we would need at least 1 more.
What we need is a faction hunt event.
From the other chests.
We need a faction hunt event. That's what we need.
Yeah, for the ultra tokens.
Yeah, but yeah, 18 is your max based on these 3 days, and then going through the board. I really hoping to unlock it, but we'll just have to see how that grind goes. Next up here on the questions list, Tom says, I keep encouraging my alliance to check out your channels. You should, because I'm the best. Like, nobody compares. Oh, okay, I love everybody else, but yeah, I'm the best. Right? It's okay to believe in yourself. That's what I'm doing. I'm believing in myself. Next up here is John says he runs Gorkon Curl Khan on the D4, straight up Arb Killer. Yes, that is a good crew. Khan really on any of the epic ships is very useful. But in general, all I'm saying is that the D4 is pretty weak in comparison to the other ships. Yeah. Yes, you have the triangle advantage and everything with the D4 going against the Augur, and it is going to do that decent damage. Now, it depends on the Augur. An Augur gets really big, it's going to out-haul the D4, and that Obliterator is going to kill D4s. I've seen it. Yeah, Gorkon Kurlikon, very good D4 loadout. I'm just very upset with that ship. I expect more from Klingon ships. And it's hideous! Hugo, you're right. It starts at 1%, and it does get to 25%. But even at 25%, that's still not that much in comparison to what, say, the Enterprise Shield Regen does, which at Tier 8 is a 22% shield regeneration. You know what I mean? And the Obliterator at Tier 7 is a 118% cumulative boost. It's just, the D4 is not bad. Like I said, it's still an epic ship. It'll still wipe the floor with Intrepids and Gladiuses and stuff. But it's the worst of the 3 epics. Hugo wants me to talk about the promotion cost of the new world. Basically what Hugo wants me to tell you is that if you're going through the faction store and you're doing 50 credits a day, it's going to take you 12 years every single day to get every credit you need to upgrade every officer in the game that requires independent credits. Which then Hugo wants me to transfer that into saying, hey, Scopely, fix it to where we can get more independent credits because that's ridiculous. This game's not going to be alive in 12 years. Did I cover it for you, Hugo? Is that what you wanted me to say? Because I haven't even checked your Discord message. I'm just going to assume that's what you want me to say. You want me to say that between augments and Borg and stuff, it takes 12 years to get all the independent credits you need. Did I cover it? Did I get it? We're good? Okay, we're good. Thank you. Get off my screen.
So, more contests to make it easier.
Yeah. Let me throw more giveaways. That'll help. And maybe talk to Panic in a couple of days. He sent me a message today. He just said hi. I'm like, oh, cool. We'll have a conversation. And then I didn't hear from him again. So.
And then he stopped and did other stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, I replied like 2 hours later. But with him being over in Barcelona, there's a big time difference. Sometimes I can catch him right at the same time. Sometimes I can't. Hugo says you rock. It's like I knew what it was going to be. I knew what it was going to be as soon as you told me. Like I knew. So Sam says I joined the Discord. Great, welcome Sam. Awesome. Happy that you're here. Also, keep inviting people here because more questions means more answers and more content. And wow, Mark just sent me a meme 4 different times. Thank you, Mark, for that wonderful meme that you sent 4 times. Next up here, BA says it's still necessary to tier up really high, max the faction miners later on, especially if you plan to go G4. Yes, Horizons are the only thing that I've really eased up on the need to max because the faction ships are just so much better. But yeah, I would still take the faction ships decently high, tier 6, tier 7. I'm still not a fan of maxing a ship in general unless you are a heavy spender because tier 9s, for example, cost so much and give you so little in return. It's really hard to justify that amount of cost because it's not very feasible to do that from a free-to-play grind perspective, but it is possible. I mean, it is. Man, that's... Let me pull up LCARs and just tell you, like, for example, Horizon T9. So if you want to max out your Horizon Tier 9, you're going to need over right around 1,000 total uncommons to max out a Horizon. Just on Tier 9. Just Tier 9's maxing. That's it. But if you want to talk about another ship, let's just say the Covort T9, you're going to need over 9,000 total uncommon and almost 2,000 rares just to pay for Tier 9. And you get, like, at that point, you're getting such a minimal gain in terms of actual power and stuff. For the average player, I say don't worry about maxing, but that's my take. If you're one of those perfectionists and you want to max out, then sit down there and max out and go for it. I struggle with that. Like, I've only got one ship max, and that's my salad. And that's it. I ain't maxing any of the others. It cost me 2 billion tritanium just to get tier 8 on my Enterprise. Not counting any uncommons. I'm not even going to look at tier 9. I don't want to know. I don't want to deal with that. That level of stress and drama in my life, I don't need it. That's negativity I don't need in my life. Next up, Johnny says you were saying Burrell will beat the Enterprise, so Burrell's better. Okay, Johnny, that's not exactly what I said. What I said is the Burrell is an extremely good ship, especially because of its firing pattern, and it will beat low-tier Enterprises. No Burrell is going to come touch my Enterprise. No, not happening. But say a tier 7, tier 8 Burrell is going to kill tier 1 through 3, maybe 4-ish Enterprises based on crew. Epic ships are still epic. The Enterprise is a bad mamma jamma. She's going to wreck the Burrell like ain't nothing to it. But like my Burrell, which is now tier 8, when it was at tier 7, was eating Enterprises early on. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the Burrell is better, but I'm saying the Burrell is extremely good and valuable, and that you'll see screenshots of like 1.8 million Burrells killing over 2 million Augurs and Enterprises. Eventually, the Augur and Enterprise are going to just obliterate the mess out of the Burrell. But it is a very, very good ship. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Next up here on the questions. Thomas, I did max my Horizon, but I maxed the Horizon before the combat update. Now that the combat update has happened, I don't recommend it. I talked about this at the beginning of the video, like when we started this live stream. A lot of things that I've taught a year ago don't apply to today. So it's almost like I have to go and redo the same videos I did a year ago. You know, back then, maxing the Horizon was important. because you needed to get it through bases. And now you don't need that anymore. So the only thing you're getting by spending thousands of uncommon is a slightly higher cargo hold. But a tier 5 cargo hold at a faction miner is better with Ston than a maxed Horizon. And it costs you about the same. So, I mean, that's what you should focus on. Make sense? Make sense? Logical? You following the logic? Rob says he just had a 1.8 million enterprise splatter on the base. Yes. That's always funny to watch. I will do some raiding later, but I had some really nice raids, hence why I've got some decent resources right now. 50 million titanium. It's the safest I've felt in some time. Kyle says I'm dual faction Rom Klingon at level 26. How quickly should I try to lock them and start working on Fed? Sir, you don't even think about the word locking at level 26 because you can't do it. You can't get to 10 million rep. Not feasibly, anyway. The ship requirements, and I talk about in today's video, the hostile or the faction rep video, the level requirements of ships you have to kill, it's not feasible for you to worry about locking right now. You won't worry about locking until around 30. Yeah. Sam says I joined your Discord. Well, welcome, Sam. Say something in general. That way I can make sure you get the privileges because you donated today to help the baby fund, so that you are now you're listed in my Discord. Will be listed as a loyal pirate / Deuce shill, which means you give me money. So hey, we just hit 100 viewers. Welcome everybody who's coming in. Today is the day where we go over game mechanics and also try to raise money for the baby because American insurance is complete garbage. And if you agree American insurance is garbage, then send me money. But also, or you can send me cookies or food or baby clothes or anything. Yeah, that's great. Next up here on the question list, Mark. I'm sure everyone hates the Intrepid, but what are your crew recommendations when fighting hostiles? And what's your crew when fighting other players? All right, Malik, not Mark, my bad. Malik, PvE crew stays the same. I think I've said this like 100 times in this video. I'm not mad, because I'm repeating myself a lot. Go watch the hostile farming videos. There's 2 of them. There's a basic set and an advanced set. It does not change no matter what ship you have. You could be farming hostiles with a tourist. You could be farming hostiles with an enterprise. The crews that you use for hostile farming stay the same no matter what ship you are in. Period. No other things. No other. As far as PvP, I did a video on the Intrepid. It's not good at PvP regardless, but if you have to do it, you can run Morale, or you can run like Kumak as captain with Nero and Vemit, a basic burning setup. But yeah, Malik says no more silly. It's not a silly question. It's just people are coming in at different times, so I'm answering the same question several times, and I get that. And people are just coming in. It's no big deal. But yeah. Anyway, what I feel like I skipped over a question, so let me look back real quick. All right, so Deep Space says, do you think I'm okay to skip the Gladius and Intrepid? I skipped Kira per your recommendation, so I'm thinking along those lines for his Centurion, Saladin to jump to Enterprise Augur. Yes, I think you can do that. The only one, like if you were Klingon favorite, I would really say get the Burrell because it stays very useful, even though it sucks up the same gas you need for the Enterprise. But if not, if you get your Saladin maxed, you can feasibly make it to 34 and get your Enterprise and still be okay. I will say the Intrepid, though, is good to get for your PvE grinding. It will make your PvE grinding and thus your faction rep grinding easier. So keep that in mind. Centurion will be nice, especially if you don't have a Franklin leveled up for your swarms and stuff. But for doing your faction hostile dailies, like killing all these things, killing explorers, this is what I'll do. I go to Altania. Whoop, wrong. Right here, right there. I go to Altania, and I can use an Intrepid or an Augur with my advanced hostile grinding crew, and I just kill 39s all day. You get points, and barely lose a hull. I can kill well over 100 in a single hull. So, Neo Yami says my Spock is 400% and my Khan is tier 1. Even at tier 1, Khan is good. Obviously, he's much better as you tier him up. You can get him like 4%. He's ridiculous, but he's good regardless. Jeremy says, should I get my Horizon to warp 40 without Scotty? I have one faction miner. It's definitely useful at the warp 40 level, assuming you've also did the mining laser, which Hugo mentions is 1650. if you're debating between which to throw resources in, I would throw resources into the faction miner. But if you've got the resources to spare, getting that Horizon to Warp 40 level is not a bad idea. It's just up to what you really want to do. Johnny says, thanks for the explanation. That's what I'm here for. Tom says, what crew to run on the Burrell to eat baby Enterprise and Augers? I think I went over it already, but basically you just run morale. You can run a few different things, but morale, especially if you have a good Zal set up. Ooh, man, yummy, yummy, yummy. Louise, shout from Colombia, South America. Shout out to you, my friend. Could you give me some advice? I'm actually level 9, and you're free to play. Well, level 9 and free to play, you know what? Let's just pull up the other account. That's what we're going to do. We've got that other account for a reason. So here we go. There's our level 10 account. We just made it level 10 today. What advice are you specifically asking for, Louise? You make a comment, and I'll answer. Cesar says, hey, we have Burrell or Intrepid. Burrell. Not even close. That's like asking me, would I rather be with Shakira or Shabam from the trailer park? I just made up a name. Shakira. The Burrell is the Shakira of the rare ship world. It's not even close. Always Burrell. Intrepid has some great uses.
Shalamabam sounds like a good time.
Yeah, Shalamabam might be a good time, but she's going to cost you more in the long run, just like the Intrepid is. Always go Burrell in that argument. Always. Chris says, join the Discord. Thanks for the content. That's what I'm here for, Chris. I'm here for you. Thank you. I know you guys are way more experienced than I am. Yes, I am more experienced than you are in many ways, but we won't discuss those here on the YouTube channel. Anyway, sorry, it gets silly when I've been streaming for 2 hours. Twitch is where the streams really get fun because the Twitch streams are really adult rated. So, oh man, I'm gonna do some upgrades real quick before I get myself in trouble. Next question. Jimmy says, good afternoon. Don't y'all just love all these Borg mining events? I'll tell you this. I don't mind them when they're connected to the Borg, honestly, because the Borg is amazing and the payouts are great. And today I'll get my Tritanium payout from the Borg, so I'm really not complaining. It's all about finding the positives in what you're doing. It's really hard for me to be negative about anything with the Borg, even if it makes me mine. And y'all know I hate mining. Rev hates mining. I always have. Even today, I speak against mining. But when it comes to the Borg, I will mine my butt off. I will not complain. Next up, Jimmy.
Were you able to complete your mining last night?
No, I got to the 3rd one, not the 4th one. And I woke up late this morning, so I couldn't finish. If I would have woke up an hour earlier, I actually would have got it. So I fell 1 short. It happens. Next up on the question-wise is from Jimmy. Here's the big question. I'm consort with Feds and an enemy with both Klingon and Romulan. Any hope to reverse my faction with either of those two so I can dual grind? Of course there's hope. Jimmy, we've talked about this. Just get your butt out there and start killing ships. It is definitely doable. It's annoying. It is a pain. It is a heck of a grind. But my friend, it is definitely doable. Many people have done it. And it actually doesn't take that long. It takes you maybe a couple weeks if you're grinding back from -2 million. It's not that bad. Next up here is from Nazim. How high would you push the Burrell if you're not getting any ship packs? Ooh, good question. Probably tier 7. Let me pull up. Just so I want to remember the cost. Tier 7-ish, yeah. Tier 7, to upgrade Tier 7 will cost you right around 400 million Tritanium and 6,000 total uncommons-ish. That's where I would stop it. After that, it gets a little bit more expensive. But if you're free to play, you'll be sitting, or free to play-ish, you'll be sitting at 32 for a while. So getting it to Tier 7 is really not that hard, and you'll still be a while before you're at 34, so Tier 7. And that's basically where I recommend almost all ships stop at if you're not a heavy spender. Tier 7. At least for G3s. G4s are different. Next up, Deep Space. When to use Charvanik as a bridge officer. On battleships, I feel I should run standard burning instead, so I like her health as a blow officer, but using on a bridge. Piercing on an interceptor. That you actually... A couple ways to run her. You can put her on interceptor and make her piercing even better than it was before. But you can actually run Char if you have a very high Char on something like the Burrell. Because what it does is it helps break the triangle. Char is a triangle breaking officer because of her boost she gives you to armor piercing, which is what you need to take down battleships because they have what? Lots of armor. So it helps you with the mitigation factor. So it depends on what you're trying to fight. She's very specific. Char is not an officer that I put on the bridge just to run in general, typically. But there are loadouts you can run. Like, for example, Char, DJ Aoki, and Decius is a very good combination in certain situations. Very good combinations. Next question is from Dave. When is the next Tap Dancing with Panic episode? We're still working on scheduling that. I think right now we're looking at, I think next week is where I possibly have one, but we still have to nail it down and make sure it actually happens. So sometime next week, in the middle of the week, is where I'm shooting for. And then I'm pretty sure the week after, DJ on the podcast should have another one, Panic, as well. So that's what we're shooting for. Here's a question that has nothing to do with the game, but why wants to know how do I switch between accounts so easily with BlueStacks? I'm running a multi-instance manager, so I essentially have 3 BlueStacks accounts open right now. And then in my streaming software, I just have them pulled up and I can just turn them on and off. I just turn the screens on and off. So the games actually aren't turning off. Like, I'm not actually turning off one of the servers and going to the other one. I just have them all pulled up at the same time. And then I'm using my streaming software to pick which one I'm in. Make sense? Cool. Glad to explain that. You needed that information. You actually did, because you asked the question. Recall this real quick. Where's that guy that's level 9? He never asked any more questions. Ooh, Adam with a tough one. What are some good combinations for gold bosses that are up to double your ship power? Interceptors to be exact. I have a D3 and a Bortus. No good explorers yet. Short answer, you're screwed. I did go over some basic officers in a video recently. Essentially, you want to load out like you're going PvP. So on that D3, you would have a PvP style loadout. Basically for you, probably be around a Hull Breach, Gorkon type set. But if you've got a double power gold and you don't have an explorer to help the combat triangle, you're not going to be able to two-punch it. So the cool thing about gold bosses is you can hit them twice, and while the first ship takes the shield down, you hit them at the end of the second ship. But if you got a Bortus and D3 and you're trying to go against a double power interceptor, odds are you're not going to be able to beat that. Even with a max like morale crew on a Bortus, I don't think you can do it. You can try. Basically, you want the Bortus to try to take down as much shield as possible. Bortus first, and then you want to lead with the D3, but I don't think you can do it. Sorry, bud. I wish I had a better answer. You really need an explorer. You really need an explorer. Oh, man. I feel like a jerk now. I'm supposed to be helping people. I'm like, no, sucks for you. Wolfie. Hey, server merging. How soon is it coming? Coming soon. Actually coming soon. Be prepared. Be prepared. Next question. Kyle, if Explorers got so much better after combat changes, how come the Mayflower and the Centurion are so underwhelming? Sounds like you're using the Centurion wrong. And the Mayflower is just, well, I mean, honestly, all Tier 1 faction ships are pretty underwhelming. D3 is not that good. Legionary is not that good. Mayflower's not that good. They're just not that great in general. Centurion's really good. Centurion went from literally dying to like any Saladin in the world to going toe for toe with the Saladin. So the Saladin's still the best of the 3. Don't be confused, but the Centurion's very good. The Centurion now is useful for swarms, hostile grinding, can even be used for base hits. So I don't know why. I mean, maybe if you got like a Tier 4 Centurion or Tier 5. Remember that basically every faction ship needs to get to about Tier 5 or Tier 6 before they really start feeling good. They feel pretty underperforming before that. Yeah, but the Mayflower really didn't get changed. It was the Centurion and up that got changed. You got a slight hull upgrade. Shield, Hugo, I think the shield actually went down slightly, but the hull went up, if I remember right. I have old videos we can go look at my Mayflower. It basically got a hull boost, and that's it. It didn't really get helped that much. Tier 1 faction ships did not get a big benefit from the mechanic change. Where are all of our chatters? We need chatters! Questions. Maybe wrap up the stream. I will end the stream right now. Jimmy Miller says, so is it worth building the Payflower? What level are you? And yes. Depends on what level you are. And what other ships you have access to. Sam says, no, you won't. No, I won't to what? What did I say that you're saying no, I won't to? I don't. I've already forgotten what I said. Sad. Jeremy says my scent didn't beat up. Hey, Sam, I might stop streaming. It has been over 2 hours. I didn't beat up my Legionnaire to tier 7 in hostile grinding. Well, you're killing 2 different sets of hostiles there. Battleships are typically better for hostile grinding because they have more hull. That's what makes battleships so nice for hostile grinding, using the hostile crews. Centurion, though, is better in PvP than the Bortus is. Jimmy says 25. Once I have all my training completed for level 20, I'll start. Yeah, if you're going to 26, the Mayflower's worth it. It is. I say go ahead and do it. The only argument that can be made is to continue to upgrade your Vocalus and save all those faction credits for your Saladin. Yeah. Josh says, hey, level 28, and the strongest ship I have is a 400k Kumari. What's the best way to get Bortus blueprints? Wow. You did not listen to my advice. You went to 28 way too soon, sir. But the best way is through the faction grind. You need to get them from the Klingon store. And a 400k Kumari is going to really struggle to farm the 33s and 34 Klingons that you would need to get blueprint drops. So your Klingon faction store is going to be your best bet. Edward says, I skipped the Mayflower and got the Saladin. Not a bad idea. What do you like better, Burrell, Intrepid, or Scent? Burrell. Not close. My next ship is going to be an Anteri, so I have some time to decide. Well, Edward, your next ship after that should be the Burrell. Like, not even a debate. Burrell. Burrell, 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 Burrell. 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 Bird of Prey. Burrell. Burrell. Always the Burrell.
If it's Klingon, ref says yes.
No, that's not true. I literally just spent like 30 minutes dumping on the D4.
Okay, there are exceptions, but you mostly like the Klingons.
I hate the D3 too. D3 should be scrap.
It's D-series.
Yeah, all the D-series are junk. The Bortus is good, the Burrell's good. D3, D4, complete trash. Coronar is meh. Katinga's good. But yeah, I mean, just because it's Klingon, I mean, I love on it. I'm very fair and balanced in my love and hatred for this game. I feel like I am. Hugo says Mayflower still needs at least a tier 6 to outperform a Vocalus. You are correct. It does. But it will outperform the Vocalus, and it'll do better in certain situations. Now, keep in mind that when I'm talking about being better, I'm taking every ship that we're talking about to like a tier 7 range. So at tier 7, it's better than this or that. I'm not talking about in general. I mean, out of the box Mayflower is going to be a lot worse than your Vocalus. Dave says, do you have any recommendations for systems for farming Centurion blueprints? Kaisu is a good one to start at. It's level 33 Romulan system. Basically, you want to hit 33s and 34s, but Kaisu is where I got a lot of them early on. Now I get them dropping all the time in Altania, but that's a level 37 through 39 system. If you need me to show you on the map where Kaisu is, just let me know. But we have this handy tool where you can actually just type in systems now, so don't be lazy. Use your tool. Appreciate what we didn't have when this game started. That crap wasn't there. I didn't have that. I didn't have little shield buttons back in the day. I didn't have a little system search coordinates. I didn't have bookmarks. I couldn't go to my Galaxy tab and hit a mining button and see what systems had mining-wise. You spoiled little brats. I'm just messing with y'all. For real, though, y'all do have like so much stuff in comparison. All right, let me switch back to the main account. All right, I'm in Altania right now, actually. What we got next? All right. I was leaning more towards faction miners. In faction grinding, I'm level 34 with the Fed, ships up to Enterprise. Should I get faction miners first or Burrell Gladius? Because you need to raid for resources because you're probably broke. I'd say faction miners. and because mining events pay out decent uncommons these days, I'd say faction miners, you've already got an enterprise, so you need the gas. You really need the gas. Yeah, definitely go the miners. Josh says, should I work on the Vocalist and stop on the Kamari? No. I mean, yes, but no. Like, don't stop the Kamari just to work on the Vocalist. The Vocalist is 2 levels below the Kamari. The Kamari is a good ship. But you want to keep using that Vocalist. Dave already answered that one. Greg, Yuki crew on a Saladin is just a pain to deal with for Centurion. Yes, that can be true. It's all about how you crew ships. All about how you crew ships. Back in the day, Centurion, even with Yuki, or Saladin with Yuki, I mean, it was, you could have put a cadet crew on a Saladin and it was beating a Centurion. Things have changed. For the better. Kyle, if I want to collect all the ships, can I skip the D3 early and then spend faction credits on later? Yes, you can. You can always go back and do that. Adam says, I have a donation, donate 1.5 million raw ore now. Is this something I should do? What?
Oh, that mission.
Yeah, it only gets harder, by the way. Josh says, please show. Josh is lazy. Here's Kaisu, right here. So go to Raytor and go to the northeast, right there. There's Kaisu.
To the right, yeah.
Adam, it only gets worse, buddy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should definitely do the mission. You should definitely be farming. It only gets harder. There's even worse ones out there. Oh, Rob says he doesn't have the Enterprise. Well, if you don't have the Enterprise, then you're already level 34. You're going to need so much gas. Hold on. I need to ask a question in my alliance because I really got to get mining. I got to reboot this real quick. Hold on. Hugo nails it. Kamari is a very, very good ship. You can destroy up to 10 times level or going against level 36 battleships with the Cadet and Chen crew if you equip your lower deck crew the right way. He is correct. The Kamari is a very useful ship, which is why I never say don't stop working on it until you get to like that tier 7-ish range where you can. Let's see, what else we got? How can you tell what server you're on? Okay, if you're on your phone, put your phone into airplane mode. It should cause an error in the game.
While in the game.
Yeah, while in the game. And that'll cause an error. And then that error screen will have a little script that'll say like live-web dot and then / server. It'll have your server.
No, it's these times it's at the bottom.
That's at the bottom now? I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll have a little
script. If you look at
script.
the bottom, you will see your region code with the server number behind it.
Yeah, I can't do that in BlueStacks, so there's no way for me to do that. At least for y'all to see it. Like, I could kill my internet.
Yes, you can go in airplane mode and with BlueStacks, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you? Where's that button? I don't see an airplane mode.
Isn't that in the tools, tool mode on the right?
Got rotate, I can shake it, I can set my location, we got my multi-instance manager. Let me check settings. I don't think there's a way I can do that. I don't feel like... Anyway,
just call other people lazy.
I'm literally looking through my settings now. I just don't see. I'm looking through the shortcut keys. I mean, I'm not going to Google it while I'm doing this. But...
Yeah, just did it.
Well, what is it?
How to turn on and off airplane mode in BlueStacks.
Yeah, anyway. Nazim says you can also do warp, cancel, restart, and hit warp again, and it'll always
you need to install an app for that.
Well, yeah, screw that. That's too much work. Let's see what else we got. Our Hemi says he skipped the Kira and Vocalist and used his North Star until the Kamari, and then he skipped the Legionary, and at 28 he built the Cent and immediately took it to tier 6. And that is a very cost-efficient way of playing the game. That takes a lot of planning. And it can make things like PvP very difficult because you have less ability to do a lot of things. But if you really plan it out, yeah, you can definitely go through stuff like that, and it can be a very good tactic. But man, that takes a lot of planning, dedication, and also requires a lot of things in game, like not being at war for several months at a time. Because you're going to hate yourself if all you got's a North Star. Rob says I hit 34 2 days ago, so I still have a while before you can build the Enterprise. I understand, but since you're already 34, like I'm trying to really get into your head how much gas you need. Go back and watch my Enterprise video, and I don't even think I put it on the screen, but I complained about it. Let me just give you an example, though. Enterprise Tier 4. So just for Tier 4, you need over 4,000 uncommon gas and almost 1,000 uncommon ore. Just Tier 4! You're going to need so much gas, Rob. Don't waste on the Burrell at this point. If you were 32, I would say, yeah, no biggie. Go and get you one of those bad boys. But at 34, yeah, just go ahead and grind your way to that Enterprise. Nice, Sam. Thank you. Appreciate that. Really do. All right, guys, we've streamed over 2 hours. What I plan on doing, if I didn't get your question answered, I'm going to actually be doing more of these this week. I'm actually going to be on YouTube quite a bit more. So don't worry. I'm still got my Discord. Join the Discord. If you haven't already, come join me. Come hang out. Invite your alliance. Invite your friends, your family, baby mom, baby daddy, all the people. I say that every time. But I will be on Discord here. I'm going to go make me some lunch. We'll talk. We'll hang out. And, yeah. So we're going to end this live stream, but we've been over 2 hours, had some good stuff, some great questions out there, and I'll be doing it more and more as we keep playing the game, and especially if you're some newer players, we want to help you out. So love y'all, live long and prosper, stay safe, and behave yourselves. Don't be bad.